Welcome to this next presentation on a few more irregular verbs and how to conjugate them in the present tense. So the verb seguir means to follow. And how you conjugate it is eu sigo. All right. It's the eu form that makes this irregular. All right. Pretty much every other form is going to be regular according to our rules. But eu sigo, all right, I follow. So eu sigo o caminho certo. I follow the right path. Eu sigo. Você, ele, ela segue. Ele segue as leis. He follows the laws. Ele segue. Nós seguimos. Nós seguimos as sugestões. We follow the suggestions. Nós seguimos. And vocês, eles, elas seguem. Elas seguem o seu coração. They, the girls, follow their heart. Elas seguem. So this is how you conjugate seguir in the present tense. Sair means to leave. Eu saio. Eu saio. Eu saio bem cedo de manhã. I leave early in the morning. Eu saio. Você, ele, ela, sai. Ele sai da casa com pressa. He leaves the house in a hurry. Ele sai. Nós saímos. Nós saímos da escola à tarde. We leave school in the afternoon. Nós saímos. And vocês, eles, and elas saem. Vocês saem daqui sem permissão. You guys leave here without permission. Vocês saem. So, again, something that just has to be memorized. And the eu and the você, ele, ela form make this irregular, whereas the nós and vocês, eles, elas are regular. Okay, but it's an irregular verb because of these two forms that are that don't follow the rules. But it's just something you have to memorize. Okay. The next verb, sentir, to feel. Now, sentir is going to be used in an interesting way in Portuguese because you have kind of, two ways really to use it, as I've kind of explained up here. Number one, sentir, to feel like something touch you or pass by you. And then the second way to use it is in a reflexive form, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about it right now a little bit, and then talk about some of the emotions and things in a future video. But sentir-se, the reflexive form, means to feel like an emotion or a state of being. So it's a regular verb except for the eu form, and that's why it's classified as an irregular verb. Okay, but all the other forms are regular in the present tense. So here we go. Eu sinto. Eu sinto. I feel. So if we use it in the first form, okay, eu sinto o vento no meu rosto. I feel the wind on my face. That's something that passes by me. I feel it, touched by my body. It goes past me. I feel it go past me. Eu sinto. Okay. The second way to use it though is the reflexive. Eu me sinto bem. I feel good. I feel good inside. It's an emotion I have. Okay, a feeling I have inside. So, eu me sinto bem. All right, você, ele, ela, sente. First way to use it, ele sente o peso sobre ele. He feels the weight on him. Ele sente. If you want to use it in the reflexive form to talk about how he's feeling inside, ele se sente feliz. He feels happy. Ele se sente. Nós sentimos. In the first way to use it, nós sentimos a areia debaixo dos pés. We feel the sand under our feet. Nós sentimos a areia debaixo dos pés. The second form of using it, the feeling inside, nós nos sentimos tristes. We feel sad. Nós nos sentimos tristes. Okay? And so you'll notice you're using nós twice. One has the accent, which means we. The other one is the reflexive, okay, pronoun. So nós nos sentimos. Okay. And then vocês, eles, elas sentem. First way to use it, eles sentem o calor do sol. They feel the heat of the sun. They feel it on their body. They feel it on their person. From the outside. Eles sentem o calor do sol. And the second form, eles se sentem animados. They feel excited. That's an emotion, a feeling they have inside. Eles se sentem. All right, so that's just kind of an overview of the verb sentir, to feel. Conseguir means, well, it means a lot of things in Portuguese, and you're going to hear it all the time. It means to get or to achieve, to manage, to do something, to be able to. Okay, so it's the thing that makes it irregular is the eu form. All right, eu consigo. Okay, just like the verb seguir, to follow, is eu sigo. Conseguir is conjugated the same way, right? Eu consigo. Eu consigo boas notas. I get good grades. All right, I manage to get, I achieve, I get good grades. Eu consigo. Você, ele, ela consegue. Você consegue com certeza. You can do it for sure. You can do it, right? Você consegue com certeza. You can do it. Nós conseguimos. And I wrote the sentence here, nós não conseguimos nada. We didn't get anything. We didn't achieve anything. We didn't manage to get anything. Okay? Nós não conseguimos nada. And vocês, eles, elas conseguem. Eles conseguem bom sucesso. They get or they achieve good success. Eles conseguem. All right? This just is one that you're going to hear all the time. And so get used to saying it and practice it. But conseguir. And finally, the verb por. And this is one of those OR verbs. There are a handful of them in Portuguese. Most of the verbs are AR, ER, or IR verbs. But there are a handful that are OR. And it's always, it's a form of por. So you'll hear por, there's expor, impor, compor. But again, there's a handful is all. But they're all conjugated the same way because they're based on this verb, por, P-O-R, with the circumflex over the O, which means to put or to place. Most of the time, if someone wants to say to put or to place, they'll use the verb colocar, which we've gone over, an AR verb, a regular AR verb, and because it's easier to conjugate, easier to remember, okay, colocar. But por, you'll sometimes hear that as well, to put or to place. It's probably most often used, at least in Brazil, when you're talking about like setting a table, getting ready to eat, you're going to set the table, and they say por a mesa, to set the table. But here's how you conjugate it in the present tense. Eu ponho. Eu ponho. Eu sempre ponho o pé no acelerador. I always put my foot on the accelerator, all right? Eu ponho. Você, ele, ela, põe. And it's kind of nasally, right? Põe. Ele põe a mesa. He sets the table. Ele põe. Nós pomos. Nós pomos as mãos no gelo. We put our hands in or on the ice. Nós pomos. And vocês, eles, elas, põem. Vocês põem o dinheiro num lugar secreto. You guys put the money in a secret place. Vocês põem. So you can see why a lot of people they're like, yeah, I don't really want to have to worry about conjugating this. It's a lot of, it's kind of different to remember, and that's fine. That's why people use colocar most of the time instead. But por exists, and you'll hear it. You'll see it in the written word, and you can say it. So you got to memorize this conjugation form, but it just adds something else to your Portuguese arsenal. So agora é sua vez.